Ciao camarade, hola compañero, welcome, pleasure. Huge new update for Adrenaline is here. Adrenaline being the application that makes PSP out of your Vita. There is a brand new plugins manager inside your cross-media bar, as well as brand new custom firmware settings, brand new VSH menu, and most importantly, brand new screen filters. Today we are talking about what's new, what to look out for, how to install it, and all in between. Let's get cracking. Let's look at the Reddit release post first. This is the big release with new features, bug fixes and more power to players and PSP homebrew developers alike. It represents community effort where Adrenaline and ARC developers joined forces to improve the status quo, not only for our projects but for the entire PSP Iniu ecosystem. We hope you enjoyed this release. Here are the most important changes: new graphical settings, support for all ISO and compressed ISO formats, improved PBP support, improved ISO drivers, improved game compatibility, new plugin configuration format, new GPU rendered VSH menu, custom firmware configuration and plugin manager directly on the cross-media bar, support to select a path to use as PSP system storage, plus many other changes. In the meantime, they also released some hotfix version, and I'm running the latest one. And I'm gonna be comparing it to the old one. Also, a huge shout out to all the developers responsible for this release, it's greatly appreciated. First, how to install it. It's pretty straightforward. If you already installed Adrenaline, you just need to update it. You update it simply by downloading Adrenaline VPK. You need to extract it with 7-zip and copy all modules from this folder into this folder. Here is Adrenaline VPK, right click, show more options, 7-zip, extract to Adrenaline. Here it is extracted, and we need to copy all this folder, all of these, inside UX0 app, PSP CFW and SCE module. It's gonna ask you if you wanna replace, you click yes, and make sure to enable show hidden folders on your PC, otherwise you're not gonna see the UX0 app folder. If you are installing it for the very first time, you just download Adrenaline VPK and install it in Vita shell. Now let's look at the biggest new features. Here, as you can see, Adrenaline 8.0.2. There is a brand new plugins manager inside settings, inside normal cross-media bar, which is very nice. It's not available in the old version, as you can see. And plugins manager is for managing your plugins. This is just an example, but it allows per game configuration. That means in case there are some conflicting plugins for one game, you can disable it and leave it enabled for the other one. Almost forgot to mention that this release is dedicated in memory of Gregory Pitka, forever a legend on the Vita and PSP scene. Rest in peace, brother. Then another brand new setting is Epinephrine custom firmware settings. Inside we got bunch of options to play with. Clock speed, ISO driver. They also added brand new M33 driver, skip Sony logo on cold boot, skip Sony logo on game boot, hide corrupt icons in game menu, hide DLCs in game menu, hide Pico, hide MAC address, hide custom firmware files, auto run, fake VSH region, extended screen colors, use Sony PSP OSK, memory stick catch, no DRM engine, XMB, custom firmware settings, VSH menu, force high memory layout, fake max free memory, use graphic engine, use media engine 2, execute, Inferno ISO, UMD ISO, TTI redirection, XMB plugins, game plugins, POPs plugins. That's it. This option is also new, it's not available in the old version. This is the brand new VSH menu. This is the old one. It's pretty much same. Just here we got one extra option, advanced game options. And inside you can find all of this, force high memory, fake max free RAM. Then if we go to recovery menu, we can see it has been completely redesigned. Now it has this kind of DOS vibes, which I kind of like. Old one was very basic. We can press right and left trigger to move between general, advanced and plugins. So like the navigation is easier. And here are all the different options. By the look of it, majority is available also in the cross-media bar custom firmware settings. Here when we want to go to advanced, we just press right trigger. Here we had to go to advanced, press X, advanced configuration. I do really like this redesigned menu. Let's press exit. Loading takes a bit longer than the old menu. The old one is pretty much instantaneous. This one takes like 10-15 seconds, as we can see. And now let's check the most exciting update, the new screen filters. I'm running the same game on the same OLED model. Now we go to Adrenaline settings. I long press PS button, press settings. And we are inside. It's pretty much same thing. When we press triggers, we move through categories, main, save states, settings, and about. This is main, this is save state, this is settings, and this is about. It's all pretty much same except the screen filters. In the old one we have original, bilinear, sharp bilinear, advanced AA, LCD 3X, and no scan lines. Here we have all of them as well, plus on top of that we have scale 2x, scale 2x plus, and scale 3x. Here we got all the graphics filtering options properly explained. Sharp bilinear, advanced, LCD 3x. Here are the new options. Scale 2x increases the size by 2x of small bitmaps by guessing the missing pixels without blurring the images, making graphics less blocky. Scale 2x plus, improvement of the scale 2x by using pixel interpolation to decide the color of the pixels. Scale 3x, same as scale 2x, but increases the size by 3x instead of 2x. You can change the filter and hold square to see the changes. Otherwise you would have to back out of the menu and then go back in, so this is like a nice little bonus to see exactly the changes. The changes are also kind of visible in the background. When I scroll through all the options you can see like a little bit change in it. So this is scale 2x, this is original, and smooth graphics are turned off on both. I'm sure you cannot really see the difference through the camera lens. The best way to experience is just to install the new update and, you know, go through all the options and see how it reacts, how it looks, and, you know, then decide whether you like it or which one is best. It's certainly great to have more graphical filtering options. This option clearly doesn't mean it's upscaled. It's still the same PSP resolution displayed on a PS Vita screen. That means it's not running in native Vita resolution. It's lower. If you want to play upscaled games, you still need to go through gap patch, but the compatibility is still very low. Here I can show you a little bit of gameplay, but as I said, the changes are really not visible through camera lens. Here is original filtering. I can see straight away like the shades and the color temperature of the screen is a bit different, so it's not exactly one-to-one comparing. I've seen some guys put on a Reddit some better comparison pictures, so I'll put it on the screen right now. I can change the filter to scale 2x plus, which is this one, and this is original compared to scale 3x. As I've seen, the differences are not really noticeable through the camera lens. In spite of that, they are there and they are great. Now we have a sponsored part and we are taking a look at this magnetic power bank. It's by the brand Iniu and the model is P78. The size is quite compact. They made the dimensions so it can nicely hide behind your phone. It's about as thick as my phone with a case and also about the same width. It's 10,000 mAh in size and its main benefit is 25 watt wireless charger. It's located in here, so you can just nicely place it on top of it. And as you can see, it's fast wireless charging. It fits really nicely behind the phone. There is also a very strong magnet located in here, so if your phone or case is also a magnet, it's gonna be aligned perfectly. Mine doesn't have it, but as you can see, here is a magnet and it's really strong. I got like issues to moving it somewhere else. Really strong. On the power bank itself we got small display, 2 USB-C, both support in and out. There is a button from the side, we press it and we see the percentage of the battery. Or when we are wirelessly charging, it's gonna be also shown up in here. Here they also include this lanyard, which is just a hidden USB-C cable. You're gonna set it free. And when you charge your phone via a cable, it's gonna be 45 watt. Super fast charging. This power bank can charge 3 devices separately, 1 wirelessly and 2 via cable. And it also supports fast recharging. They offer 3 years warranty for this product. Here you can see all the closest specifications. They also offer a bunch of different colors. Right now they're selling it for about 50 British pounds. There are some discount codes as you can see. If you are into it, you can find a link down below. Now let's get back to the adrenaline. When I take a look at the other settings, we can also now choose virtual PSP custom firmware, which is now called Epinephrine. I guess they put it here because you can also install ARC, which is another good option. Here in the fun facts and FAQ we can see why they call it epinephrine. Epinephrine is a technical name for the hormone popularly known as adrenaline. And here we can see why they renamed the project into epinephrine. Now that the app supports natively loading other custom firmwares, it felt like making a clearer distinction on what is the adrenaline and what is the custom firmware part of that. Before they were both called the same, adrenaline, but one is the application itself and another one is the custom firmware. So I think the adrenaline part is the ability to being able to launch PSP games on your PS Vita. And the custom firmware part is all the filtering and plugins and whatnot. Then in your menu we got also smooth graphics. When enabled, apply a strong smooth effect filter on top of the filter selection. If you have this enabled, it makes the graphics really muddy, so ideally you want to turn it off. Color filter, yellow, blue, black, none. And we can also scale PSP screen. All of these were also available in the old version. But this is the new option, system storage location. We can choose between UMA0, PSP-MU, XMC0, UX0, UMA0. So pretty much UX0 is your SD to Vita if you're using it. UMA0 is your Vita memory card. Here we are in the changelog on the official GitHub release page. As you can see, this is a fork by iSitch from the official Flow Adrenaline. This is the latest version, which fixed many issues with the first release. Link for the release is of course down below. Here as we can see there is a breaking change, new plugin configuration. There is only one configuration file with finer control over when to enable disable plugins. Support for plugins in specific games, support for plugin only on homebrew apps. There was an update to Inferno driver to Inferno 2. There was a new March 32 driver version 2 introduced as an evolution of the old driver. And another minimal edition driver version 2. There was added support for launching JSO, ZSO, CSO version 2 and other compressed ISO formats using any ISO driver. Then we can see what other new options has been added. They are all available through Epinephrine custom firmware version option. Now this is also important. You can hold left trigger while launching apps to not load plugins. Or you can hold right trigger while launching ISO to execute boot bin instead of eboot bin. And here are another quick shortcuts, how to exit PSP games and homebrew and PS1 games. So left and right trigger down and start or select to quit the game. So LNR down and start. And yeah, the game should quit, which it did. This shortcut is not available in the old version. It took like 12-13 seconds to quit the game, which is pretty decent speed. Now again, very important, improved game compatibility. Fix PvP collection games like Sega Genesis, fix Beats custom track, fix Jack as the game, infinite loading screen, fix Simpsons game, fix Twin B portable, fix bunch of SmackDown vs Raw games, fix Aces of War, fix Pangaea Fantasy Golf, fix Bust a Move, fix Lego Star Wars 2, fix Mexploit, fix Rainbow Six Vegas instabilities, fix Assassin's Creed Bloodlines instabilities, fix Parappa the Rapper instabilities, fix Tony Hawk's Underground 2 Remix erroring with the lag of space on save. As you can see, plenty of games were playable, but there were loads of these kinds of bugs that are now fixed. Which is great to see because Adrenaline wasn't updated for a very long time. Here's some updates for developer environment. I don't really understand them, expand libraries, API compatibility. But if you are a developer, make sure to check them because they are intended for you. Here when I go to settings and I open official settings, they are all same, you can do all the same things. Billionaire filtering, right stick mapping, most people don't know about this, but yeah, you're gonna map it in here. If you wanna use your right stick for anything, like here in third birthday, D-pad was for camera controls, but I mapped it as a, second stick. So now I can control the viewing. And you can simply do it by holding the PlayStation button, go to settings and now open official settings. Here you go into right stick and here you can choose from bunch of options. You can also select camera, rear or front, and we can also assign touchscreen and we can map any of these for the corners. Now we are in the game selection screen and when we press triangle we go into options and I can see they also added update option in here. So we can update the game through here. in case there is new version, or we can also check software manual if it's available. None of my PSP games has any kind of manual available. Now let's launch some PS1 game, GTA 2. In the changelog it says image overlay filter for PS1 game apps was added. I'm not sure what it exactly means, only difference I can see that now it's transparent. Maybe that's it, because otherwise I don't see anything different whatsoever in both versions. And if we go into official settings on the PS1 game, here are also a lot of useful features that many people don't know about. Like you can assign buttons, you can assign touchscreen, like previously, LNR2 or 3 for the front, or also for the rear touchpad. We can assign controller, we can switch mode, then we have also memory card utility, and in other settings, we can adjust volume, disk load speed, bilinear filtering, and most importantly, screen mode. Original, normal, zoom, full, or custom. We can customize the screen however we want. When we click on a new documentation manual, we can see everything explained in close detail, like that Adrenaline is compatible with all firmware options, what it all supports, what is epinephrine good for, and here we got some additional key combos. You press PS button twice to return to the Vita Live area. When you press it once, it's gonna ask you if you wanna quit the game, but if you press it twice, it's gonna back out. If we're gonna hold down R while launching the Adrenaline, it's gonna boot into recovery mode. To toggle fast forward on PS1 games, we can press L and select. Now I'm in PS1 game, and when I press L and select, I can toggle the fast forward. Like now I pressed it, and as we can see, it's going really fast. Now I press it again, and now it's going standard speed. This is handy feature. I think it's not available for PSP games, would be also handy in there. Or maybe I'm wrong, I'm also just a human, so I don't know every single detail about it. These were key combos for Adrenaline, and we have also key combos for Epinephrine. That's the aforementioned LNR down and start or select for quitting from a game or homebrew on PSP or PS1. They were also able to get rid of the double launch bug. Previously you need plugin for this, but now it seems like you don't need plugin anymore. Looks like going forward we're gonna be able to update from within cross-media bar system settings, system update. So like we just need to go into system update and press it, and it's gonna be updated if there is gonna be new Adrenaline option released. But this only works on the version 7.1 and above. So again, all of this information is available on the website, that's gonna be linked down below. Even some personal preferences for PS1 games. All the information on the website is nicely categorized, so you can easily find what you're looking for. So now we're getting to the things what to look out for. Is there anything, or is it really only good things that comes with the new update? There is only one single downside to updating to the new version, otherwise it's all positive. And that being that Adrenaline Bubble Manager is not working on this version. This means if you have any PSP game installed as a bubble, it's not gonna be working. I'm trying to find some PSP game, but I don't think I have anything installed in here as a bubble. But beware, it's not working. This also means if you're using RetroFlow Launcher for launching PSP games, it's not gonna be working. As you can see, I launched it with the PSP games and it installed the plugin, so we're gonna restart now and we're gonna see it's not gonna be working. For example, I wanna launch Third Strike, but it's not working. So I launched it again and it was working for a while, but it crashed. And this is because the Adrenaline Bubble Manager is not compatible with the new Adrenaline version. So this is not about updating RetroFlow to make it work, but Adrenaline Bubble Manager needs to be updated. And it looks like it's not an easy task to do, but looks like the developers are working on finding a solution. Which is great, because then there are not gonna be any downsides whatsoever. I don't use RetroFlow or bubbles for launching my PSP games. I go directly to Adrenaline and I'm launching it from here, so I don't really care about this. For me, new updates are really worth it, and I'm gonna carry on using the new version, because it's just overall better. If we go to compatibility issues, we can see them listed in here, like the iPad camera is not working, titles in the ISO format that are decrypted or are demo, prototype or modded version needs to be launched with holding the R trigger. And there are some games with networking issues. You can see them listed in here. And some Vita plugins are not compatible with this version as well, like the Thread Optimizer. For that reason, you shouldn't be using it. I'm really pleased to see brand new version of Adrenaline coming to the Vita after such a long time. Once again, big 2 thumbs up to all the developers for their hard work, it's greatly appreciated. Also big 2 thumbs up to all my Patreons and channel members for their continued support. If you're enjoying these videos, this is a great way how to support me. Let me know what you like the most about this version down below. Thanks to you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.